record on YouTube, and because we about to have a YouTube channel. Where everybody at? Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this YouTube channel, bitch? So all them calls, they're gonna be on YouTube. Feeling great. It is pretty cold. But does anybody know about my boy Wim Hof? Does anybody know about the Wim Hof method? Well, he's known as the Iceman. Wim Hof, he is a man, and he goes and like hikes in the snow, like basically naked, and he has a book. He has all this breathing technique. I learned of him through the breathing technique. Then I started to look into him. But I actually took a cold shower today, and they're doing more studies about like the more that you go to the cold, the more the cold doesn't come to you. So for all my people healing, I invite you to start going to the cold before the cold comes to you. When you have a cold. So in the in flu season, in the cold season, but people who put themselves in those extreme temperature changes actually start to boost their immune system and stuff. But nonetheless, I know we have like a lot of new faces. This is a new YouTube channel, so allow me to reintroduce myself. So my name is Jessica. I live in Arizona. I'm 30 years old. I have 2 biological children. They are 2 years old and 1 year old. And I have 2 bonus children. They're 6 and 5. I'm a business owner. I'm a spiritual life coach. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a natal astrologer. I've been in this business for a year now. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I do a bunch of things, okay? Basically, I am that bitch. So, you're welcome. But I'm super grateful to be here. I'm super grateful to be connected to all of you. If everybody could just take a minute to like breathe into their body, like takes like really big breaths, like the biggest breaths that you've taken all day. Sometimes like we get nervous to like breathe out loud because we're like, what if someone hears us? But like, just like let that shit out. When you have that sigh of relief, we let our body know like everything is good. But when that's when we tell our body that we're scared, and when we hold our breath. So just like release the shoulders, tongue away from the roof of the mouth, teeth apart, shoulders away from the ears. Okay, just relax into this call. We got a lot to talk about. This call that we do on Tuesdays, I've been doing it for a while now, and I'm super grateful to have this, this platform. Every day when I do my gratitude, I always say I am grateful for the internet. I am grateful for Monet. I'm grateful for Zoom. I'm grateful for Instagram. I am grateful for working from Wi-Fi. I am grateful for the heat in my home. Like I'm always like, okay, what is this setup right now? Okay, so I'm super grateful for Zoom. I'm super grateful for YouTube. I'm super grateful for my laptops because baby, we fancy. But yeah, like get to the core of things. So if everybody could just take a big deep breath into themselves, get into this moment. And the reason we went with like More Life Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Winners Club Wednesday. We're trying to be hip with it. But I love transformation. Okay, I love it. I love Tuesdays. I was born on a Tuesday. Okay, what up? And we'll go over another call to go through the days of the week and what planet rules each of them. But for now, I do want to just scratch the surface on the fact that Tuesday, and then in Spanish, Tuesday is martes, which the planet Mars governs Tuesdays. Okay? Mars is the planet of action, masculinity, dominance. So if you've been on any of like calls, right? If you've been on any calls, if you've listened to any podcasts like within the past like week, it's talking about like how is 2022 gonna be different, like new year, new me, da 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 da. And really it's all about action, taking massive action. So I love the fact that my calls are on Tuesdays. I do things very strategically, okay? And Mars, okay, Mars is, if you look in your birth chart, we'll go over that on like a whole nother day, a whole nother call, but that's just how you particularly take action, you know, depending on what its element is, whether it's fire, water, earth, air, how you're more likely to, you know, flow with things. So let's get right into it, okay? So transformation. What is the definition of transformation? The definition of transformation is a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. Did you hear those adjectives? Thorough or dramatic change. Like thorough means like through and through, okay? Dramatic, like I'm sure we all know what dramatic is, okay? Like black to white. I spilt my mud water today on I didn't, my daughter did, but I take responsibility for that shit, okay? So she spilt it on a mattress that was like completely white, so it was brown. So that's a pretty major dramatic transformation from brown mud water on a white mattress. But, you know, I worked my magic. I felt real domestic because it's white again. I was like, oh, who are we? I'm actually a mom. Like, I'm actually 30. Wild. So a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. So when you use the word transformation, I want you to know what words are really coming out of your mouth. This isn't like little. This isn't something like, I'm just gonna do a little like zab it up here and there. Like transformation is like, are you ready for a new blank, like a new life? Like we talk about transformation with hair transformations. Go in our chat right now. Look at all the hair transformations. That's big. That's big. Okay, we're talking about what Rejuvenique oil does for our hair. We talk about what it does for our skin. I've seen some of you clear up your skin. Freaking, I grew back my hair right here when postpartum decided to snatch it. So that was a big transformation, having bald spots. That was fun. So when you talk about transformation, I also want to let you know that it's a big deal. This is a very big deal. Okay. So just like a little like, I don't know if this needs a trigger warning or anything, but we're going to talk about like death for a second. So if anybody has, you know, anything with that, I will not take it personally if you can't stay on. So we have the wellness sale going on until tonight, right? So like first or second day of the sale, I messaged all of my VIPs and I let them know about the sale. And one of my VIPs messaged me back and she was like, I have something to tell you. And I was like, okay, girl, like, what's good? And like, you know, you can't just tell me I have something to tell you. Like I texted her right away and I'm like, what do you have to tell me? Because I'm about to poop my pants. Like, you can't tell me like, we need to talk later. I gotta know right now because now my stomach's upset, you know? And this VIP, I've known her for like 15 years. Okay, I went to high school with her. I know her because she's a grade younger than me, and she dated one of my best guy friends at the time, but we've always just stayed connected. Like, she'll reach out here and there and just tell me how much, like, I've helped her in her life, and, like, you know, whether it was on my story, like, talking, like, you know, giving advice and stuff. So yeah, it's been a long time. And the reason why she's my VIP is because she posted a picture of herself like a few months ago and her hair was like kind of a mess. And I was like, sis, your hair. She's like, why do I need to be using something else? And I was like, yes. So I hooked her up with the products. And when I texted her, she told me that she hasn't told very many people, but she actually has cancer and she's stage 4. And she found out like, and like, I'm not super close with her or anything, you know, it's just like, you know, when someone trusts you with something. But she found out like 2.5 weeks ago because she kept like putting off going to the doctor, but I guess she's had it for like a year. And she's like, I know that you know the vegan thing. She's like, I don't want to go the chemo route. Like, that's just gonna kill me faster. They told me if I don't do chemo, like they're gonna put me on hospice. And like me, right away, I go into like healer mode. And I'm like, let me rally the troops. I'm hitting up Reiki healers. I'm hitting up whatever. I'm like, I'm sending you a book right now. And I'm like, are you reading? And she's like, I wish I would have read more books. And I screenshotted our text because I want you to hear what someone says, like someone is saying. Like, I know, you know, we all have experienced like life and death, right? Like there's cause and effect. The cause is life and the effect is death. And life is what happens in between life and death. That's transformation. That's black and white. Like we come into this life and you like what happens in between life and death, like birth and death is life. That's the transformation, right? She's a year younger than me. A year younger than me. I just told you guys I'm 30 years old, okay? Someone with and I told her, like, I messaged her, I'm like, girl, when we accept a diagnosis is when we give it control. And I'm like, girl, like, we got this together. Please stay calm. Like, your mind, your body, your spirit, like, we got to do this together. Right. She said, I'm feeling like my life didn't have a lot of healing, self-bettering things such as reading and exercising. And I'm just sitting here like, and you know, she told me like she's not afraid of death or anything, but I'm telling her like, you know, let's really stay hopeful. Let's really stay together on this. And you know, I messaged her today. And all because like, you know, I'm hitting up my VIPs like, hey, do you want to get on this wellness sale? I'm sharing the wellness that I partake in because of my health issues that I used to have, right? And I cured my thyroid years ago now. But what you talk about matters, okay? So everything that's happening from birth to death is transformation. That's what's happening. And I wanted to share that with you because all you have is today. Right? Doesn't PK have a tattoo? Like, today is your only day. My son, he is 6 years old and he can read now. So we were watching, what was that movie? Venom, the new Venom movie. And you know, on the screen when it's like 5 years ago and it'll like show it. So it said present day. And he was like, present day, what does that mean? And I'm like, well, we have the past and we have the future. Like we have days that have happened. And then we have days that are going to happen, right? And I'm like, well, the present is right now. And he's like, so that's all we have. And I was like, boy, you right. That is all we have. He's like, so it's always the present. And I was like, yep, it's always the present. And Troy sent me a dad joke a couple days ago that was saying like, I'm afraid of a new calendar because its days are numbered. And I was like, well, that's kind of a deep joke. Like, I'm afraid of the calendar because its days are numbered. Like literally, like today is a Tuesday and it's the 4th. There's a number on it, right? So it's supposed to be like haha joke, but your days are numbered. How are you transforming your life? Okay. Are you making new choices every day? We are all gathered here today because of a business, because of something that you saw in a business for an opportunity, whether it was for the products, whether it was for the community, whether it was for more income, or whether it was for all of those. So this is for you to remind yourself, your days on this earth are numbered. All you have is today. If you're waiting for something, right, like the word motivation, if you're waiting for like tomorrow, you're going to wake up and you're going to want to do it more. You're going to, I'll message my VIPs tomorrow. I'll text this girl who I think is going to be a great market partner on my team tomorrow. You don't know how that can affect their life and spark a conversation and who's going through what or what you're going through, right? So I want to invite all of you to be an active participant in your own growth and healing daily, because you don't know. Like, look, what, it's 5:21 right now. 21 minutes have passed that are already in the past, and all we have is this present moment. Like, that's gone. So if you were like, sometimes we have to put it in perspective sometimes, right? Like, sometimes we have to put it in perspective, like, what if today was the last one? What do I wish that I would have done or could have done? Like, I don't want to take you guys, like, down dark, deep, because, like, death doesn't always have to be dark and deep, right? It's something that's inevitably going to happen to all of us. But we're talking about here and now. We're talking about self, okay? Self-transformation. How much transformation have you done up until this point? And how much do you feel like you still have to do? And why is it, like, if you're not where you want to be, why are you chilling? I always think about that quote, like, if you don't have everything you said you've ever wanted, or if you're not exactly where you want to be, why are you chilling? And I have to get myself up, like, sis, read another book. We talk about these books that changed our life, or these podcast episodes that change our life, or these business opportunities that change our life, and then we stop. Does anybody know what inertia is? Inertia is when you're, like, here, and then you're, like, inertia is, like, inevitably you're gonna, like, because we're coasting on this, like, well, I did all this work yesterday. Nano said, yesterday's home runs can't win today's games. And think about it. If you have a goal, like, say you have a goal for January, like, I'm going to run 15 miles in January, okay? So say that's a half a mile a day. Some people think that they could run 15 miles in one day and then the other 29 do nothing. Do you think that's going to transform your body in some way? Or, like, your mind or your spirit or whatever? Like, yesterday's accomplishments really don't, like, they're not really, like, transferable to now. Like, yesterday's trophy of, like, January 3rd? Like, I can't put it on my nightstand. Like, well, I lived yesterday, but today, we don't really have to do that. Can anybody, like, pick up what I'm putting down right now? Are you really living your life? Like, if you think about it, that's why I want you, like, I really want you to breathe into your body right now. Like, when I wake up, literally the first thing I say when I start my gratitude is thank you for these feet that I get to walk on every day. And for the breath in my lungs and the beat of my heart that happens automatically without me having to think about it. whoa, whoa. Like, I'm not like, hey, heart, let's do this thing. Hey, breath, are we filling up lungs? Are we doing it? So take a deep breath into your body. Everything is temporary. This life is temporary. So when we get on these Transformation Tuesday calls, this is what I'm coming with. I'm coming with everything that I learn, I'm going to be pouring into this platform. I'm a spiritual life coach. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If I want to affect the world, that means I need to affect everybody in it. My family, my friends, my team, my clients, my children, my children's children. What are you doing today? Today to transform. So I kind of want to give you guys like a little self-transformation process, if you will. Are y'all ready for this? So think of it like a triangle, right? Think of it like a pyramid. So at the bottom we have this like thick chunk, because everything, like the strongest shape in the world and the universe and the shapes and geometry and all that is a triangle. So with a triangle, think of that bottom half, okay? Because we want to get to the tip top of like self-transformation. So the bottom is dissatisfaction with your current life, looking for choices. So if you were dissatisfied when you first joined this business or opportunity because you wanted to make more income and you're still in the same place, something has to change. And you need to make new choices every day and do the work. Be an active participant in your own growth and healing daily. So that bottom chunk in the triangle, it's kind of like a food pyramid, right? But this is like a transformation pyramid. Dissatisfaction with your current life, looking for choices. Obviously, we want to grow and get better. That's why we want to transform. That's why we want to get on these calls. That's why we want to make more money. That's why we want to do more things. We want to travel. We want to have the hair, the skin. We want to have the immune system that we want. We want to accomplish the goals, do the things. So the next tier is the steps to change. So we have dissatisfaction, looking for choices, which a lot of people are. And, you know, sometimes we need to recognize that like you're sitting on a gold mine. Then we have steps for change right above that. So that's when we start to get into the change, okay? This is where everybody starts to have that momentum because it is a new calendar year. It is a new month. We're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Da, 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 da. So it's questioning like, okay, well, what am I doing? What am I doing right now? That's the question with this steps to change. Like, what am I doing right now? What have I done before? What am I doing to not be dissatisfied? What am I doing to transform? And as we go up this pyramid, right, we're increasing the levels of awareness. Has anybody ever been unhappy, but they didn't know they were unhappy? Until you were aware of it? You can't change, like you can't heal what you don't feel. You can't change what you can't see, what you don't talk about. You can't heal what you don't feel. And really though, like, side note, because it's Venus retrograde still until the 29th, okay? Venus is the heart chakra. Do you think that there was, like, the US dollar or, like, careers or money for that matter or, like, just one type of relationship style like thousands of years ago? Probably not, right? So the heart chakra, though, chakras, energy is everything, and everything is energy. Your heart chakra, Venus, I'm pretty sure Venus was there before the US dollar. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, right? So what is that to say really quick, okay? Venus is the planet of love, money, career, relationship, beauty, aesthetics. We're in a career or a side hustle, whatever you want to call this, of beauty. So Monet, in and of itself, is like screams heart chakra work, screams Venus, okay? It screams to go look at your Venus sign and figure out how you make money. But what do all of those things have in common? Love, money, career, relationship. What do all those things have in common? What are they really? Because has this type of life always existed? No. Energy, yes, but worth and value. People were trading like goats for sheep, or like milk for this. Exchange. It's all about exchange. Energy exchange. Love, money, a career, your hours for this type of pay. Relationship, an agreement on like what people, however a relationship works for you. Okay? So you're in a beauty industry, boo. Hair, skin, wellness, making money with a predominantly women, which Venus, the goddess of love, hello. So if you want to thrive in this business, if you want to thrive in this shit, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to work on your heart chakra. You need to work on your money mindset. Because I guarantee you, if your self-love is not balanced, your money mindset is a little fucked up. A little fucked up. Because, you know, sometimes we allow people to give us crumbs. Or we go and give everybody full meals. And then we come back home and we give ourselves nothing. Right? So then we go to a job that gives us like $13 an hour. And we're like, I'm going to go above and beyond over there for this much. Right? You know? So what is the exchange? Like, what is the return on investment? Okay, so let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about all those things. Love, money, career, relationships. All the relationships you have here, okay? Let me just tell you, I haven't always been up in these chats. I haven't always been up on these calls. You want to know why? Because my heart chakra. Because I didn't know how to let love in, because I'm like, what y'all gonna say about me? What are you gonna do? Are these really my friends? Because I had a sister wound. I was beaten by my friends, physically and verbally, okay? We've healed through that shit, so we're good. We're good over here. We're fine. So maybe that's you. Maybe you're like, I don't know how to go about this business. Well, guess what? Your heart, go read A Return to Love. Go read The Untethered Soul. Go figure out that your heart chakra, which, why do they call it heart center? Because there's 7 chakras, and the heart chakra is the middle one. From the middle, right? If the middle is rotten, what do you think the rest are going to be? Rotten. Okay, unbalanced. So when you heal your heart chakra, you also heal your money mindset. You heal your relationships. You heal your worth and your value for your time, for your energy, for your love, for everything that you have to offer. That's what they have in common, yeah. A return to love. Yeah. The things that they have in common are your worth and your value. And really what all of that is exchange. So like what you're allowing things to be exchanged for. Like you allow one text message from someone per day and be like, I'm in love with them. You allow seeing someone like one time a month where they're on their phone the whole time and you're like, in a relationship, status on Facebook. Like, what are we doing here? Okay? Look. Because before this, your girl was working in a bakery. Okay, I was a pastry chef, I was a cake decorator, and I was making, I think, like $13 an hour at the time. And right here, I got tenosynovitis. I had to go to the chiropractor. I had to get steroid shots. I had to pay medical bills for this. And I'm getting $13 an hour to make people, ungrateful people, cakes and pastries. Thank you for my $13 for this hour that I made. I busted out 15 cakes. Jessica, like, don't worry. I write letters to myself all the time. Like, I'm like, babe, it's okay because we made it now. Because I'm on 2 laptops and I got multiple businesses. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you, the first time I read Secrets of the Millionaire Mindset, low-key had a panic attack. Because he was saying that I could afford coffee every day and to just start showing up like I had it. And I was like, oh my God, like, you've never had to, like, walk away from a cart of groceries before. Like, I didn't grow up with money. Okay? So when I'm reading a book and I see people's, like, spend money, I'm like, heal that. Okay? Because my heart was literally beating out of my chest. So when we build these carts for other people and we're like, oh my God, let me just give them the minimum. You don't know that, sis. You don't know, like, I say this all the time. You don't know who's selling their pictures for money. You don't know who's on OnlyFans. You don't know who has sugar daddies. You don't know who lives with their parents. Look, I've sold my nudes before. And I am not ashamed of it. I don't knock anybody's hustle. That got me through yoga teacher training, and I'm a yoga teacher now. I'm certified. What up, gang? Okay? Like, I don't knock anybody's hustle. So if you're here, and one time, so I'm also a spiritual life coach. So like my coaching business, I paid thousands of dollars to get my business off the ground. And when I was charging thousands of dollars for clients, like I had to go into it, like close the sale, right? Come to find out, there was this one person, you know, because it humbles you every time. You know, if you've ever been like a waitress or a waiter and you're like, are they going to tip me good? Da, 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 and then they tip you above it. You know, you've heard the story. And homegirl like, yeah, I get an allowance from my parents. She's like in her 30s or 40s. She's like, I get an allowance from my parents. So I'm just going to make sure that like I get a little extra for your program. I'm like, oh, okay, sis, bet, run it. I've had people pay me in full. I've had people say, load up my Monet cart. Okay? Don't make up money stories for people. Because counting someone else's pockets is doing nothing for yours. Unless you're a financial advisor, okay? Unless you're a financial advisor, don't worry about nobody else's money. It is rude. And, you know, like, what did I tell somebody today? Like, what people think of me is none of my business. So what you think of other people, do you think that they care about that? You got to think of everybody as love. Because if you see everybody from the light of love, that's how you know your heart chakra is just booming. We'll get into heart chakra stuff and Venus more throughout these calls because I really, it's like one of my favorite subjects now. And my mom is here helping me with my babies right now. And look, growing up, look, I don't know who else can feel me on this, but like, it was rough, okay? My sisters sold cookie dough or like fucking Girl Scout cookies. Sometimes my parents would pocket the money so that we could have groceries that week and then pay it back and borrow money from like neighbors so we could pay because, you know, you collect the money. Okay, you'll get your cookies in like 3 weeks. We've all had that moment, like, where you got negative something in your account. Well, guess what? You have a business opportunity that's already paid for. Because when I tell you that my LLC, it was a lot more expensive than $200. Okay? Like launching my business wise. So if you already have your product pack, which I'm sure a lot of you do, because you're here on this call, congratulations. You are allowed to relaunch your business any day, because today is the only day that exists. The past is gone. I don't care what you did or didn't make last year. That's done with. Yesterday's sales don't win today's games, okay? And if you want to heal your heart chakra and you want to relaunch your business, you can rename your stuff. You can erase your page if you need to. You can start from scratch. Well, what are people going to think of me? What people think of you is none of your business. Whether it's good or bad. What people think of me is none of my business. I don't want to hear about that. I ain't got the time to go down that rabbit hole, okay? But if you're impacting people's lives and you message one of your VIPs about wellness and they feel comfortable enough to tell you that they have cancer and they're asking you for wellness advice, I can tell y'all I made it. I don't care how much more. I don't care how much more I do. Like, sometimes I'm like, you know what, Jessica, you fucking made it. You impact one person in this business. Why aren't you telling everybody about this opportunity? Why aren't you telling everybody about these products? Because my edges are back. When I was wearing headbands every day because I didn't like the way I looked. Do you think that self-love, that self-hate was good for my heart chakra? Probably not. People want better hair, they want better skin, they want better wellness. You want to know what that's a part of? Beauty and aesthetics. Taurus and Libra are both ruled by Venus. Okay? Venus is retrograde right now. If you have some healing to do, when you heal your heart chakra, watch your bank account take off. Watch your relationships grow. Stop saying no to shit that makes you feel like shit, okay? Say no, like, I deserve more because my value and my worth, I know that. I know that. You ain't gotta convince people, okay? Because if you're on a frequency of like broke mindset, of course there's gonna be people in your DMs like, that's too expensive. Swipe delete. But when someone's like, hey, load me up for the oil, for the pre and probiotic, that whole cart that you posted about your skincare, bet, run it. Because I don't talk, we don't talk or think or feel in that frequency anymore, okay? So when my money mindset grows, guess what else grows? My VIPs that just want carts loaded up, my team, my relationships. When I look in the mirror, when I'm saying my affirmations, I mean that, okay? I got like my toothbrush hanging out my mouth. I'm like, you are beautiful. I am beautiful. I am worthy, okay? Literally all connected. Literally all connected. What is one of the highest rates of death in the world? Heart disease. Drop the mic. Okay, so heal your heart and you'll heal your fucking bank account and your relationships. And guess what? This is network marketing. Your network is your net worth. Go talk to people. Heal the relationship with yourself so that you can have a relationship with your business partners. I don't care what happened last year. Hit them up. Look, I want to heal this relationship. I want you to work with me. I want to heal our money mindset together. Go get I Am a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. Go get a money mindset book. Go get some healing, some Reiki, whatever you feel like you have to do. The four dimensions of change is the next tier. Okay? I know that we're like all over the place. Welcome to a Gemini's life. So we have dissatisfaction, Then we have questioning. What am I doing? Then we have the 4 dimensions of change. The 4 dimensions of change are body, emotions, mind, and accountability to actions. Body, emotions, mind, accountability to actions. You want to move energy, go move your body. It's all connected. Your emotions are temporary. And when emotions are high, logic is low. I have to tell myself that all the time because sometimes my emotions are like, and most of the time you're not going to hear me complain, like ever, because I know that complaints, like 5 minutes of complaining is 5 minutes that I wasted of my life. Accountability to actions. So like taking accountability and then taking action from those accountabilities. But yeah, that's why you need to read The Untethered Soul, because that roommate in your head be saying some weird shit, you know, some intrusive thoughts, like walk to the mailbox and never come back. Like, what? Don't do that business. I'm like, what do you mean? I've made thousands of dollars. Yeah, but today you don't feel worthy. It's like, what? Ooh, why is my mind and my body not as connected right now? Okay? So the first day of yoga teacher training, I learned something that was very, very, very important because it goes over all 4 of these. So everything is connected, right? So you have your breath. So the breath is the first thing. Pranayama. That's why I had you start this call with breathing. And then you have your thoughts. Thoughts. Feelings. Is it feelings or thoughts? Feelings. It's feelings. Maybe. We'll figure it out. Feelings. When you have good breathing, yeah, it's feelings. Okay. So when you have a good breath, right, you'll have good feelings. Right? You start to get your nervous system back in check. You're like, okay, I can feel calm now. And then when you have good feelings, guess what you have? I already said it. Thoughts, okay? When you have good thoughts, then what? You take good actions. So if you want better actions, that was the first day of yoga teacher training. I was like, oh, that's all I need to know. So if you're ever like off kilter, guess what you need to go back to? Your breath. In yoga, in meditation, you'll always hear them. If your mind starts to wander, just go back to your breath. Always go back to your breathing, because like I said, if you hold your breath, your body's like, what's wrong? What do we need to do? So if you're like constantly, and sometimes like my teacher would take someone aside and be like, unclench your butt cheeks. Like, you know, when you just be standing there, if you're like teeth, like think about you right now. Are your teeth together? Is the tongue pushing up against the roof of the mouth? Most of the time, yes. Take your teeth apart, tongue away from the roof of your mouth, shoulders drop. Because if you're like this, what do you think this body language is telling your body? It's telling you fight or flight, who we need to deal with. And when you're breathing like, and you just hold your breath, but when you let it all go, release. Sometimes I have everybody clench everything, where I'm like, clench your eyebrows and your knuckles and your toes, and then just like, let it all go. Then you really know you let it go. Like, hold it all. I'll do that at the end of a yoga class, and I'm like, look, sometimes we don't even realize how much stress you're holding in the body, okay? So go back to your breath. Good breathing leads to good feelings, which lead to good thoughts, which lead to good actions, which the 4 degrees of change: body, emotions, mind, accountability to actions. You think this whole business thing is like a bunch of other shit, and really all it is mastering your own energy, because you're a money magnet. Sure, the leadership and the network marketing and learning how to do this, it comes with time. But you want people to be magnetized to you? Has anybody ever walked into a room or been on a call and you're like, that person right there? I don't know what it is about their energy. You don't even know their name. You don't even know where they live. You're just like, I need to be on their team. I need to know what they're doing. I need to be a part of whatever it is that they are about. That's energy. Okay? So if you want to win at this business, you want to win this year, you want to win in your life, because this is the only day you got. You never know when death is going to arrive. But guess what? When I woke up, I said, thank you, God, for another day. I said, I'm grateful for the breath in my lungs. I'm grateful for my heart. I'm grateful for the internet. I'm grateful for money. I'm grateful for money. I am. You should be too. Okay? Nothing is free. I'm grateful for exchange. I'm grateful for my worth. I'm grateful for my value. And you want to know who needs to know their worth and value first for other people to actually pay that? You do. Because if you don't know your worth or value, you'll accept anything. Oh, I know my worth and value. Prices just went up. Okay? What you invest in your product pack for? For a return on your investment? Have you flipped your product pack yet? Do you believe that you can do that? Have you exhaled yet? Breathing, feelings, thoughts, actions. Take massive action. If you want to take massive action, take all of that other shit massively serious. Okay? And guess what is at the tippy top of that triangle? Your life purpose. Your life's purpose. Alignment, authentic identity, and life purpose. At the bottom, we had dissatisfaction with our current life. The next one was steps to change, because you're questioning, what am I doing? And as you go up, it's increasing levels of awareness. Just like I said, have you ever been like, I didn't even know I was unhappy? Yeah, because ignorance truly is bliss, because you're just like, da-da-da. Meanwhile, steroids in my wrist, working for $13 an hour, icing cakes. You don't know what you don't know. Okay? And then the 4 dimensions of change: body, emotions, mind, accountability to action. And then self-transformation process. Boom. This is all the self-transformation process, because I can't do none of this work for you. You can't do any of this work for me. I know. I wish we could. Not really. But alignment is authentic identity and life purpose. Being in alignment. I had 11 VIPs last month, and they all came to me because I leaned into being a projector. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to share value on my stories, and I'm going to wait for the invitation. When you ask me, how do I build a cart? Here you go, boo. I had 11 VIPs last month. I had a bonus check that I wasn't expecting. I had someone come to me a couple days ago and say, how do I get on your team? What? Funny how when you work on your self-love and your value and your worth, everybody else sees it. So it's all about value. Go on your story. Talk about some valuable shit. You have something unlocked that I don't. And that's being you. So you have a tidbit of information that maybe I don't know. Share it. I share the fact that my 2 and 1-year-old use this toothbrush on Amazon. You know how many people I've put on? Because I let them know. Cameron used to scream when I used to brush her teeth. My nanny put me on this, and I know that I have super good influence because I know my value and worth, and I spread it far and wide. So guess what? Now, I have a mymonat.com link too. And when people buy from my website, we all get commission. And you have people who could do the same thing. You got people on your team right now. I want you to remember that even if you don't have people on your team yet, or you don't have VIPs yet, text them and tell them that you're grateful for them. See how they're doing. One of mine has cancer. That's just the fact of the matter. Okay? Go hit up your market partners. I don't care how long it's been since you talked to them or they said they don't want to do this business. Can you still tell them that you're grateful for them? Because guess what? When they got a product pack, you got a chunk of that. Thank you. You want more money, more time, more value? Stop holding your hands like this and saying, yes, God, give me more. You don't have anywhere to put it. Open your hands and tell them you're grateful. Because if the only shit that you got to bring into tomorrow is all the stuff that you said you were grateful for today, a lot of people would show up to tomorrow empty-handed. Okay? You want a better life? Give it to yourself. Transformation. A thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. 2022 is going to look different. How? Where? What changes are you doing every day? Okay? When you know your worth and value and you show up in that, other people will either get with it or get lost. If someone says my prices are too high, I will refer them to something else. If someone says I'm too much, you can go find less. That's fine. It's fine with me, baby. There's how many billion people in this world? There's enough for all of us to eat. All of us. And I want this team to be the winning team because we're going to motherfucking St. Louis this year. Okay? We're not going to show up like I wish I would have. Because that right there is a death sentence. I wish I would have. Now we doing this shit right now. Every single day you chip away at that. This is a new year, new day, new month. But guess what? All you have is today. Your days are numbered. The only thing that exists is the present moment. So I appreciate all of you for taking time out of your life and out of your night, day, wherever you're at. Yeah. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, if you need anything, reach out. Use your voice. Don't tell me, I'm sorry to bother you. Don't say that ever again to anybody. Because then you show up in the world. When people tell me that, like, I'm sorry to bother you, but why do you think that? You ain't bothering nobody. Heal that trauma, boo. You show up like God sent you in my fucking DMs, okay? I want you to show up in the world like that. Don't apologize. You're sorry for being you? Nah. Show up like, kick that shit in, okay? Alright, well, I love all of you. I'll see you. And this is recorded to YouTube. Okay, I'll send the YouTube link. Okay, bye.